It was apparent to me almost from the beginning that this would tap into this deep vein of painful stories that were untold, that was right there under the surface. Now, the sheer nuclear blast force of it, I don't think anyone could have anticipated, and that's down to the bravery of so many people stepping forward in industry after industry, women and men. The fact that this story stayed buried for more than 20 years is a reflection of the fact that the media didn't do enough for far too long, and in fact, in some cases, actively worked to quash this story. I think the world has changed in the last few years.
The new TV show looks at the scores of allegations against entertainer Bill Cosby.
More on former Fox News leader Roger Ailes.
Lily Bernard was a young actress guest starring on The Cosby Show.
We saw women come out against Bill Cosby, against Roger Ailes, and one after another these powerful men going down for allegations of this kind gave people a sense that, hey, if I speak, maybe I can be heard for the first time in history.
I feel relieved now to know that I'm able to say it and not be afraid anymore.
And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out front.
You know, this may be in part the pendulum swinging the other way after a very public incident where the now President of the United States, talked in a way that people who have survived sexual harassment and other forms of abuse found painful. It's impossible to say whether the pendulum will continue to swing in this direction or swing back. I think we're in a moment of national convulsion on this issue. I think it was due for reassessment, that there were many years of pent-up feelings about this, and I think that we'll find equilibrium eventually. But the fact that right now we're in that state of convulsion and we're figuring out this conversation was way, way overdue.
Disturbing allegations this morning about Woody Allen, his now adult stepdaughter, Ronan Farrow, telling fully for the first time her story. She alleges that he sexually assaulted her when she was just 7 years old in the early 1990s. This is not entirely...
I'm incredibly proud of my sister, and one thing that I think made me understand the profound importance of this issue was that it was an issue that had touched my own family. I think any family that has felt the impact of sexual abuse knows how important it is to tell these stories. My sister coming forward and being brave enough to speak out again and again in the face of a very powerful machine designed to shut her down is a prime example of the bravery required of women and men who come forward on this issue. This is still a movement that is incomplete, that is riddled with hypocrisy, and we have a long way to go before I think we resolve this conversation and come to an understanding across gender lines, across cultural lines, of what we do and don't accept on the issue of sexual abuse. There are still plenty of powerful men in politics, in media, plenty of abusers who operate under a cloak of silence, and I think, over the coming months and years, we're going to continue to feel the repercussions of this moment.